Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ruben. This is Logo L's and W's with T, our resident graphic designer. T, what's up? How are you?
Everything's good. I'm just loving California.
Loving California, loving California.
Oh yeah.
So, for the members who haven't had the opportunity to meet you in person or have a discussion with you, why don't you just describe yourself?
Pretty much, I'm a graphic designer. I literally moved here 2 months ago from North Carolina. As far as working full time as a graphic designer, I've been doing it for 2.5 years, close to three. I've always had like a side hustle of doing it, but now I'm more involved with it simply because there's so many ways of utilizing graphic design through marketing and branding and just it's endless of opportunities.
Absolutely, yeah, endless. We were just talking about technology, and video people need what you do because obviously there's graphics involved.
Lots of editing.
Lots of editing. You're pretty much what you do is pretty much vital to what business owners and entrepreneurs are doing because right, they got to get their message out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about like, hey, you got to tell your story, right? So what we wanted to do today, we talked about this idea maybe a couple of weeks back, and I love the fact that T kind of just stepped up because not only is what she do vital to what you guys do in terms of your success, but there's just a lot of ways we can have fun with graphic design. So what my hope was to try to get into her head a little bit about the process, because really every business has a process, guys, right? You meet a new customer, you have a conversation. You meet, when I say meet, you meet them for the first time, however you met them in terms of getting the business, right? You have a first meeting with them, you have a certain conversation, right?
It's always good to know who the client is, or at least know their background so you can have an understanding of where this process is going to go.
Right.
It's always a good thing to know that.
Okay, so let's try to go through this step by step. Imagine I'm your customer.
Okay,
right?
Let's go for it.
Imagine I'm your customer. So, but guys, one thing that we're also going to do later, hopefully Yaseng got my message. She's actually messaging me now. Is Yaseng is in the process of redesigning her SoCal acupuncture logo. Mm-hmm. All right. So what we offered to the group, and Yaseng replied, is that she's actually, T's actually going to analyze her old logo in hopes of possibly giving her good feedback on, what she could do going forward.
All right. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
Perfect. And Yaseng, thank you. I just got your message. We'll bring you on. Please click on that link and see if you can get on the software. Okay. So, all right. So imagine let's just say I met you, I did meet you for the first time 2 weeks ago, but let's just say I was in the process of creating my new business, right? What's one of the first things that you would want to ask in terms of, my business? And
what is it about? The top 3 things I need to know before I start anything is the name, the about, and the mission. Like, what do you stand for? What makes you unique? And I think we talked about this before, there's thousands of businesses everywhere doing different things, but what makes you unique about you, and what makes people want to come to you instead of like
someone else?
Yeah, someone else, basically.
That's an inherent problem, though, I think, right? Because a lot of people haven't even thought that far, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, all right, let's just say 10 people go to you. How many of them actually have come with that information prepared?
It's 50-50.
50-50. Okay, that's actually more than I thought.
Yeah, it's 50-50 because some people like, look, my name is such and such, I'm running this company, I need X, Y, and Z done. Usually I'll look at the content and kind of see what they have so far and kind of play with it a little bit, kind of use my own little personal style to it.
Sure.
But usually, like I said, it's just trying to understand the client. If there's some people that just say, look, T, I need a logo, and that's it. I'm like, okay, logo of what do you need? Are you marketing a sports drink or towels or t-shirts, anything? I need to know a little bit more about who you are. Not even a brand per se, just more so who you are.
Okay.
Because that kind of gives me understanding of what you're trying to go, accomplish with that brand or.
Perfect. Okay, so let's just say I came with that info. I was that 50% half full.
Okay. Okay.
And I was prepared. Let's just say, yeah, I tell you what my mission statement. I tell you exactly what I'm going to do. What's your next step? Like, how do you come to prepare? Like, what the logo is actually going to look like. Take me along the process.
I also like to ask people, what are some logo ideas that you have in mind? Like, what kind of style are you looking for? And I ask people if they can send me maybe, if they can,
sure,
at least 3 to 5 samples of a logo, just to kind of get an understanding of what they're looking for. If it's something that I feel that will work, we'll talk more about it. If not, I would probably tell them to switch to a different direction simply because it may not be, it wouldn't balance out the I guess the company name.
Okay, so let's just move along the process. So I gave you 3 logos that I like.
Okay.
Maybe that I want to resemble, or maybe that are eye-catching to me.
And it can be like it doesn't have to be necessarily like the image. It can just be the color.
Okay.
Or the fonts of it, because it's, like I said, there's a million ways to do a logo.
How about if like I fancied myself at like drawing a little bit, and I kind of drew a sketch, like a I don't know, it would look like a kid just got crayons.
It could be a toy truck and a font. I'll still try to figure out what it is. So I'm like, okay, I got what you're saying. So no.
Yeah. Because I used to doodle when I was younger.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, most of the brand should just stick to the personality of the brand, and that's it.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be simple. Sometimes it can be a little bit tedious because we want to think way outside the box, and sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's like a little too over people's heads. Sometimes you need something that can just automatically target what you're trying to sell or your brand.
Okay. So let's just say I have obviously, not obviously, I'm just saying, you said 50-50. I have my mission. I know exactly an idea. I have the colors. I even have logos that I may like, right? How do you go about it from there? Because obviously it seems, or not obviously, but I mean, it seems like now you're equipped with all the information that you might need.
The next part would be the fonts.
Fonts.
The fonts
Okay.
are like the hardest part, simply because it's almost impossible to find a perfect font because there's thousands and thousands. And
sure.
thousands
Now, do you get kind of like with the logo? Do you kind of get asked for font preferences?
Yeah. Usually with that, I recommend people to go to free sites, like free font sites, like what is it? 101, or no, it's 1,001 fonts, and
1,001 fonts.
Yeah, 1,001 fonts.
Okay.
And .font.com. They're totally free, and usually I tell people to kind of go there to get an idea of what you're looking for, because also that way you can type in the name and you can have an idea of how it's going to look.
Perfect. Can you make sure we comment in our video the link, just so people can? Okay, cool. So fonts, yeah, no, I totally understand. I think sometimes the fonts make or break the logo.
Right.
But not all logos actually have text, right? I mean.
No. I can say, we could say something like the most common ones, like the ones you automatically know, like Apple and Nike and McDonald's. But You don't necessarily have to have. I just feel like if you don't, it has to be a very very strong logo. Like it
Got
has
it.
to be eye catching. I don't think I would recommend it to start off as just a simple one to two, maybe one layer color or one layer in a font color because I just if you're gonna use that one, it needs to pop. It needs to pop.
Okay. Okay. So we got the mission and vision. We got, colors. We got fonts. Where do we go next with it, T?
Illustrator.
Illustrator. Okay, so
Yeah.
is that when you actually started doing the
Yeah,
work?
that's when I start. Pretty much, I have like a little outline of the colors, and then I have at least. I like to play with at least 5 fonts for that logo just to see how it looks. Also, with incorporating the icon. If you want an icon, you don't necessarily have to have an icon versus
The full
yeah,
thing.
you don't have to have the full thing.
Got it.
Yeah,
So like,
that's
so you bring up the McDonald's, right?
Mhm.
And it's funny you bring up McDonald's because we're talking, a lot of our people are health in this group too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love me some McDonald's though. I can't lie. I mean, I grew up on chicken nuggets and fries.
Oh,
But McDonald's, the name is actually the logo, but the M would be the icon,
hmm
right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Um,
The funny thing about this is totally off the subject, but with McDonald's, there's a documentary that says that Ronald McDonald is more popular than Jesus Christ to kids, simply because it's like
that's good marketing.
that yeah, it's the best marketing because I never would have thought about that. It's like, what's the first thing you remember wanting as a child?
French fries.
Yeah, McDonald's. And I was like,
Happy Meal, baby.
that is by far the best. The logo itself just.
Actually, the funny thing is, it's funny you say that because I thought Coca-Cola had that reputation, and not McDonald's. But I guess it doesn't hurt that Coca-Cola is in McDonald's.
Right.
Right. So, all right, perfect. So yeah, saying if you're watching this, I'm not sure if you're going to be on the broadcast with us, but let me just double check. We're getting close to that time. Okay, so you go on Illustrator,
Yep.
right? And obviously that's when you do your work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do your work. I imagine the process takes, is it predictable how long it would take, or does it change per depending on who?
It depends, because usually once I get into Illustrator, it's almost like I have full control over everything. I tend to play a lot with the styles, even though they may want it this way. I'm just one of those type of people. I just like to play around and see if there are other ways that it can be utilized. I don't just believe on working just one thing. I believe on having a little variety so you can your eyes can kind of see what else is out there
Okay,
as far as your image is concerned.
that's great. So when you go, kind of go back and forth with the customer, does it normally take a lot of repeat back and forth, or is it more like, hey, I'm going to give you 3 logos, let me know what you like, or how does that work in terms of kind of like drilling down to and deciding?
Usually the rough draft is pretty interesting simply because they get it. It may not be because what they may see drawn on paper once it's designed, it may not be what they want. And I had that before, and it was sort of like going back to the drawing board simply because it wasn't what they expected digitally.
Okay. Hey, it happens sometimes, right?
Yeah. And sometimes with logos, I know a client had sent me a logo before. They wanted me to update it, and it was a nice logo. I love the composition. I love the concept, but it was just too flat. And I know it's very hard to add texture in a logo sometimes, but I feel like it needed something to make it pop. And after playing with it a little bit and adding textures and kind of manipulating the fonts, they were satisfied. I was
Okay. No? Well, good. All right. So let me just check in with Yasang really quick. So, um, so let me just kind of explain what we're going to do here. Okay. And obviously, what this group is about is helping entrepreneurs progress and succeed. I'm just going to put it out there because I don't want anyone to think that, because I basically told T, I was like, hey, let's just talk about certain logos and see what you like. Those are the W's, those are the wins,
Yeah.
and see what you don't like, and those are the L's, right? So she's going to give her honest opinion about, what she doesn't like and like about a particular logo. And I was trying to bring in Yaseng because she's in the process of redoing her SoCal Acupuncture logo, but somehow, some way, technology is failing us. So, Yaseng, we're going to get started. If you're able to, get on live broadcast, I'll bring you on. What we're going to do is going to bring up the logo.
Okay, let's go.
And how are you going to do it? Are you going to do the L's first or the W's first, or what you like first, or maybe you can just do a bit of both, one and the other?
Let's do a bit of both.
Let's do a bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go from there. All right. So, what are you looking at here, Ted? Talk it through. Let's talk it through.
Okay. My first initial impression, like when I first saw this, like without looking at the information on the side, I literally thought of, I thought it was a bowling alley because it looked like two bowling balls.
No, it looks like two pins actually, 3 pins, two adult pins and 1 baby pin.
Yeah, that's what I got. But after I saw the information, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So my initial thought was, well, maybe this image or this particular line design is something that could be sentimental, or it could just be something that they had, but I didn't want to critique it too bad because I was like, well, it's not bad, but I just feel that the name and the image doesn't go together.
I'm guessing, I wish, Sang was on, but I'm guessing it's supposed to be somewhat of an S in there, right?
Okay.
Right.
If an S.
Yeah, kind of like the, I don't know, like an S. You get it? No?
I kind of sort of see it. Maybe
Okay.
I'm just looking too hard.
Okay.
But I guess the W is the design for me, but I guess the L would be, it just doesn't, it's totally what I wouldn't expect if I saw the name.
Right.
After seeing the name.
So I like logos. I'm not a logo expert, right? So, but when you create a logo, is it supposed to kind of like point you in the right direction of a certain service?
For me, I would think so, because when it comes to logos, you only have you get that first impression within 3 to 5 seconds of looking at it, and that's exactly what I got after the first 3 seconds. And then after that, you start to analyze it and look more into it, and then you have more of a kind of sort of an understanding. But
yeah, you know what? Can I just try to make a distinction here? Like, if you're a really, really big company, right, and you have a lot of money, that might not be as important, right? Because you're spending a lot of money to get the logo out there, and people are like, "Oh, what the heck is that?"
Yeah.
Right? And then people find out about the service because all the money that they're spending. But if you're an entrepreneur and you're counting every last dollar, which I imagine is most entrepreneurs, you want that. You want that association with the logo and the service, right? Because you don't have $1 billion to get people to recognize the brand.
Yeah, I would also say with Walmart, with their logo, I never would have expected a million years that their logo would be what is that? It's like a sun, geometric sun. That's
I can't even recall what the logo is right now.
I'm guessing it's a geometric sun, but it's Walmart, so I was like, well, I guess that makes sense. It doesn't really go with Walmart, but you know, with the money that they're spending, you have no choice but to
Exactly. So let's go with that with more, with more L's and W's. So what's something else that you like about the logo?
Well, see, I don't know too much about acupuncture. It's always a hard way to say.
Mm-hmm.
But well, I like this particular I don't know about the design in the middle, but like the outside, I like. I notice a lot of companies using geometric lines to represent who they are,
Mm-hmm.
which is very cool. It just depends on how you utilize it and how that image looks. Because I think there's millions of them like that. I'm trying to think of one right now. Where I'm from, well, originally from Greensboro,
Mm-hmm.
there's a women's resource center, and the silhouette was similar to that, but it was just simply one line as the body and the head, and then like two like dashes that represent the arms, like flourishing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got it.
It was very simple, and I feel like that worked. But sometimes you can have too much going on, and it can kind of make you question what exactly are they trying to, I guess, trying to sell.
Mm-hmm. 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 So you like you like the line, and you like the.
Yeah, I like the lines, but like I said, just the name and the icon just, to me, I don't think they go together.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'll probably need to know more about the company.
And also what Yaseng's trying to do.
Yeah, and the representation of that, because it could be something completely different than what we know about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there some kind of like, I mean, I know that obviously without talking to Yaseng, it's hard to provide recommendations, but would you provide some recommendations based on what you're seeing here?
I don't know if that's the actual font for the acupuncture. I would probably play with the font a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say with that particular image, I would probably condense it and have this meaning, like, instead of multiple lines, just maybe one or two geometric lines going
Mm-hmm.
diagonal. Well, not diagonal, but sort of vertical.
Right.
Horizontal. Yeah, horizontal.
Well, here's another question I have, because I think you just made me think about this. So, what it seems to me that like the design that's currently there is like the icon,
Yeah.
right? And then if you add SoCal Acupuncture, that completes the logo and the company representation. So this icon should match the SoCal Acupuncture at the top, or at least kind of like complement each other.
Right.
Got it. Okay. I'm learning. But it looks like that wasn't done. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. It looks like the SoCal Acupuncture is just kind of like typed in with the same font as the.
I'm curious to know what kind of font that is. I feel like it's an Arial font, which is something that I use a lot simply because it's
very readable. I think Arial, right? Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if I would use it as an actual incorporated into that with the logo. I'll probably use something different. Something a little bit more.
Hey.
Stands out.
Okay. Hey, it looks like Yaseng is actually here, so we're gonna actually have let's do this. Let's have Yaseng on the broadcast, right? And let me bring her in really quick, okay?
Three, 2, 1.
Cool.
Yaseng.
Hi. I had to do Samsung Internet to use this app. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. So, did you catch any of what we said on the broadcast? Did you hear all that?
I was totally seeing the white screen of death for a while, and I just kept trying everything, every button, like, where am I going wrong? So yeah, you know, those three little dots on the upper right hand. So I was able to find access by using Samsung Internet Access.
Okay. All right. Hey, but we're gonna give you and T some time to chat about your logo and ask questions so we can kind of and we're glad you actually were able to join us because you know we were kind of just drawing straws. We were just basically grabbing straws trying to find out what you were thinking when you designed it initially. So
Oh, do I start?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
What was the initial design, well, concept behind the particular icon you have?
The three people, you see a man, a woman, and a baby.
Oh, okay.
We admittedly we thought they were we thought they looked like bowling pins. So that was it.
Okie dokie. Basically, it's one line. The whole drawing is one continuous line, and it's a father holding the mother holding the baby.
Oh, wow.
Got it.
Cool.
Well, maybe a better question would be like, why are you wanting to redesign it?
Because I think it's too exclusive. When I go under the DBA of SoCal Acupuncture, it's too exclusive and it doesn't tell about the medical thermal imaging that I do. It also doesn't indicate the fast drug-free pain relief business. And I'm also going to be incorporating nutritional lab testing and supplementation. And so I wanted to completely shift gear to, from like the first gear to like the third or fourth gear. And so a new logo to incorporate that, also to welcome other professionals into my practice, because under SoCal Acupuncture, it seems like a weird group name to go under. So I wanted to incorporate more modalities as well as to welcome other therapists to join my practice, naturopath, holistic health, functional medicine, someone who's into holistic. So by changing my DBA, by changing my logo, I wanted to say welcome to a much more integrative and inclusive practice.
Very good.
So those three people who look like bowling pins, I don't see that as being very inclusive and very, I don't know, it's just not, I don't know what the word is.
Now that you explained it now, I'm trying to see how the SoCal acupuncture is intertwined with that particular icon. Because what you're saying is more of a energy and holistic. That's what I'm getting as far as like colors are concerned. I'm seeing it more now on a colorful perspective more than the father, the mother, and the baby.
Okay. Well, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, Yaseng, but it looks like our time's almost up. So we're gonna sign off. But I'm hoping that you guys can possibly connect and maybe work together to do that redesign.
Sure.
Or at least talk about it.
Yeah. I'm always open for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
and
technologically thawing from the ice age. You should know that, Ruben. Oh, if you don't, you know now.
Okay. All right.
Anything that requires technicality.
We're gonna do our best to de-thaw you in the ice age.
Thank you.
All right, Yaseng. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast.
Bye.
Have a great day, guys.
All right. Okay. So we're just gonna wrap up really quick here before we go. Yaseng, thank you so much for volunteering. Stepping up and being the first person to really go through this. Was this fun for you?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Did you like this?
I would love to do this again.
Okay, cool. Well, since T is willing to do this again, we're hoping that if you guys have logos that you're looking to redesign, or maybe you just want to get them analyzed, and you're not afraid of, getting them, having your logo be called a bowling alley, or bowling pins. Hey, this is what we're all about. We're just trying to help. We're just trying to, provide resources for you guys. And Tia had just already said that she's willing to do it again. So, we'll work on doing something sometime maybe next week.
Sure.
And if we get a logo from someone who wants to redesign, it's a win-win, right? Because we can get to help you educate, and at the same time, T can just show off her masterful graphic design skills.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That
Cool.
sounds good to me.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed this. Thank you for being on, and thank you. If you guys are around tonight, come out at Iron Fire. We're going to be there for Business Tip Tuesday. What's trending? Okay, guys. Make it a great day, and thank you for tuning in. We're signing off. Bye bye.